What's up, everybody? You're listening to another episode of the SignatureCAST, where we talk bodybuilding, business, and everything in between. I am joined by two legends of the sport. I don't even have to introduce them. We have both the Victors in the house, and we have an exciting announcement coming very, very soon. So, what's the big news, Vic?
Legends coming soon.
Ooh, that's it. July 22nd?
July 22nd, Lehman College, Performing Arts Center.
Yeah, it's super excited. Signature Fitness is super proud to be the head sponsor, correct?
Main sponsor
of the Victor Martinez Legends Bodybuilding Show. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So we said July 22nd,
Yep.
right? And it is at Lehman College.
Lehman College, all athletes show up at 8 o'clock. Show starts promptly 11 o'clock.
It's going to be absolutely
AM
fantastic.
Yes.
So how many times have you held this show? I know we talked about COVID. It kind of put things off for a little bit of time, but now it's back. So how many renditions of the Victor Martinez Legends has there been?
And we started in 2015. And like you said, we missed 3 years. Otherwise, it would have been concurrently 9 years or so.
Wow.
So this is the comeback.
I love it. I love it. That's fantastic. And I've been following on Instagram. We have new guest posers as of the past weekend, right?
Yes.
So who do we have in the lineup?
We have definitely have Jacqueline Baker from New York. You know, she's the runner-up Fitness Olympia. We also have Carlos Jr., massive Carlos
Huge.
Jr., huge. Who else? Man, I got a whole lineup of poses. Abby Bolton, she's coming down from Canada. Yeah, she's coming down here. You guys got to see her performances. It's great. She's also an Olympia competitor and looking to get that top spot at the Olympia. What else do we have?
Our local Debbie Gassion.
Debbie Gassion we have. And, man.
You got to pull the phone out.
Vinny Galante.
Vinny Galante. How can we forget Vinny?
I forget Vinny.
You can't forget Vinny. Because Vinny's getting ready for the, Masters.
That's
so.
right. That's right.
Yeah, so getting ready for the Masters is one of those things that's big for him because he hasn't gone to the Olympia. So this is, it's great still because it's going to be a strong lineup and it's going to be in Romania.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very, very exciting. So are tickets on sale yet, or will it just be at the door? How can they actually go about, getting their seats?
Hold on. We got one more. Michelle Steves as well. Also Olympia, IFBB professional, and she's physique pro. Can't wait to have them just like Debbie, and it's going to be great to have all these competitors there.
I love it. I know a lot of us locally are really excited. We're going to be coming out. We want to pack the house. I don't know how many seats in there, but if there's 1,000, we're going to pack it. Doesn't matter how many. We want every single seat full. So, guys, save the date, July 22nd. Victor Martinez Legend. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I was mentioning before, can people buy tickets yet, or it's going to be at the door?
Oh, they could buy tickets. They could go on the website, VictorMartinezLegends.net. You see the link right there. You could get your VIP, your basic seats, whatever. At the end of the day, there's going to be a seat for you, and you're going to be front and center.
That's it. We'll put the link in the description of this video below, so make sure you check that out, get your seats as soon as possible. Well, Vic, obviously you are no stranger to Signature Fitness, and Vic, you as well. We obviously always love having you here. So let's talk a little bit about training and what all these athletes are doing to get themselves ready for this show. It is a national qualifier.
Yes,
right?
national qualifier.
It is a national qualifier. Obviously it is as legit as you can get it. So if you guys are looking to, is it already closed for registration, or can they still register?
No. It's going to be open all the way until the date of the show.
Fantastic. So any of our local competitors, even our members here at Signature Fitness, I know we have a couple who are about ready to compete. So if you guys want to stay in shape a couple more weeks, this is definitely the show to hop into. So these guys, they're getting ready into training, right? And, their diets are coming down and they're not probably feeling their best. For both of you guys, and you as his coach and you as the athlete, what are some little tricks and diet little diet advice to be able to work through those workouts when the carbs are really low and maybe your energy isn't there?
Well, other than staying hungry but not literally hungry, just focus on the prize because at the end of the day, if you eat that cheat meal, if you stray off of eating what you're not supposed to. It's going to derail you, and it's going to cost your placement. So just think of it this way, as I always have when I got ready. For every cheap meal you eat when you're not supposed to eat it, just remember you're going to go down one placing. So 5 meals, you're off of the top 5.
And also, every time you have a meal like that, you put yourself back 3 days back. So you won't catch up those days. So you have to actually be on target all the time. You know what? You're going to eat after the show. So, it's something you have to push yourself to that.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Even myself, right now I'm trying to cut down as much as I can because I have a big match on August 26th. And, I'll do my carb ups. But if I push it a little bit too far, it takes me 3 or 4 days to get back to where I was. Especially someone like me, I'm very carb sensitive. So I'll hold on to a lot of extra water, especially and it's not advantaging me in any way whatsoever.
Well, how much carbs are you talking about, Will?
That's a good question.
What's your low carbs?
I would so what I've been doing is I do zeros on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, zeros is I'm probably 40 grams of carbs ish throughout the day, so just about zero. On Wednesday, I'll have a meal with about 500 grams of carbs, and then nothing Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then Sunday. It's either Saturday or Sunday. I'll probably in total throughout the day consume about 1,000 to 1,500 grams of carbs.
See, that's usually what one competitor might eat for 2 weeks for their carbs, So it's different levels, different levels.
It's tough too because you guys both understand this. Also from the performance standpoint of in the gym, especially if you're doing something really physical, it's tough to do those fasted workouts and all that type of stuff. But you hit the nail on the head. Do you want to have that placing? Do you want to be in first place or do you want to be in second, third, fourth, or fifth?
I have to write down.
Is a, go.
Age before beauty, no?
Yeah, I'm definitely age. So you definitely have to sacrifice to be a winner in greatness, because when you don't, then you start blaming other people, blaming yourself, blaming whatever. But if you continue doing what you're supposed to do in the protocol, you'll get to that greatness.
100%. Now, one thing I don't think we've ever. I don't mean to.
No. Also, what every athlete needs to right now. This is about refining. The last 5 weeks is just refining. There's nothing else. Just polishing up on your posing. If you haven't, caught up in a certain weight that you have to meet, just carb cycling. Also, start creating that base tan. Go to the tanning bed. That way you don't burn yourself by tanning outside, even though it's we're getting close to summer already.
I was actually just listening to someone talk about that. It's very interesting you brought that up. That they should be doing a lot earlier because every time you tan, your skin does get inflamed.
Yes.
People don't even realize that. Especially if, God forbid you get a sunburn if you're doing it outside. You it could take 4 or 5 days for that swelling to go back down. You might not see it too much, but when you're dry on stage, right, I'm sure it makes a big difference.
It is a huge difference. And why the base tan? Now, obviously, if you have a different skin pigment like mine, it'll help slightly. But if you're, anywhere as
okay, Vic, I see where this is
like
going.
Vic, well, you're actually a little darker than
I'm
Vic.
a little more olive. I'm I got the Greek in me,
But you gotta have that base tan because what happens is if you don't have that base tan and even though you put on pro tan, guess what happens? You're gonna look green. That's the only color you don't want to be on stage unless it was a Hulk film or anything.
No, it's true. And one thing I wanted to touch on is you mentioned, this is the last 5 weeks. I think in any physical sport, whether it's bodybuilding or powerlifting or whatever it may be, people think that they're going to, for some reason, get bigger or gain muscle in those last 5 weeks. It's all about preservation at that point.
That's it.
Right?
All the muscles build. Right now it's about losing fat and refining, creating the best shape possible, and again, the posing, and you're presenting. You're going to present yourself. So at this time, you don't want to show up tired. You don't want to show up burnt out. So pushing the hard workouts all the way to the end, especially training heavy, that's what's going to pull you out of the show, not anything else, because especially that's why you need a coach, because when you're low carb and you're, doing all this cardio, A lot of times you don't know how to troubleshoot. So the coach will think outside the box, will look at you and should guide you. And again, it's either a coach or close friend or somebody that you know has done this before. Don't do yourself a disservice by saying, I got this. At the end of the day, yes, I did it myself, but the only reason I won is because nobody else showed up.
Well, speaking of being the coach and that type of stuff, you have any interesting stories about where this guy almost didn't make it to stage or didn't follow the protocol, or has he always been to the T?
Always been to the T. Always worried me that he's not going to make it to the show. But he was at least never late for his shows.
Yes, I was on time at the show.
Yeah. Podcasts, however, it's a little bit different.
Hey, man, it was a bus full of penguins on the freeway.
Yeah, what can you do, right? Well, I know we were. I do follow a lot of your content. You were with Generation Iron not that long ago, talking about how and this is actually a little bit of a more important subject we probably should touch on is having someone with you at all times.
Yes.
Right. Because as athletes, as specifically bodybuilders, we're dehydrating ourselves so much. And it really can be a dangerous thing. Obviously there's safe ways to do it.
Yes.
But having that network of close people who are always there with you, plus I'm sure just having someone there with you in general is just a mental boost, everything.
Yes, it does help. Again, that's why we do have backstage passes for everyone that does have a coach with them. Or if you just have a mate or anybody that's with you that's willing to help you. But guess what? You have either one of those, I'll be there. I will be the one asking your athletes if you need anything. I will be back there, backstage with you. So don't even worry about a single thing. I'm going to make sure I ask every single one of you, what do you need? Is everything okay? Because nobody's left behind regardless. If you show up on your own with just your own bag, took the train there, took an Uber there, doesn't matter. You're not going to feel alone, at least not in Legends. Because everybody there is going to be looking out for one another.
Fantastic. One thing I don't think we've ever touched on when both of you have been on the podcast is a little thing, we just talk about mental state. Now, I know, Vic, you're a little bit further in your career. We're not sure if you're probably going to step on stage or not. Maybe one day. We'll see, right? Maybe a master show. Maybe we'll see.
Stepping on stage and hand out trophies.
Exactly. And then they'll just tell you to take your shirt off,
Okay, diet starts now.
Diet starts today. But on a serious note, I'm actually very curious. When did the switch happen for you in your prep? Was it at 12 weeks? Was that 6 weeks? Because every bodybuilder or any athlete I've ever seen, there's always some point in their prep that all of a sudden the shaking hands and everything kind of goes away and it's really locked in the box.
Oh, man. If you start your diet about 12 weeks out, approximately, I would have to say by the 8th week out from the show, you're just on robotic mode. You just don't, you either help me, you're with me or against me. And that's what I tell a lot of the athletes is like, listen, if that girlfriend really loves you, she'll support you. If she doesn't, get rid of her. Girl, same thing, That boy's, supporting you, keep him around. If he's not, sideline him until after the show. You celebrate after, but at the end of the day, if he's a true mate and that person is a true friend, they will stand by you. I mean, I remember having friends call me to go out 6 weeks out from a show. I will curse him out, man. Like, who sent you? Who sent you? Jay Cutler? Nah. But it was one of those things that when you're serious about something, a lot of, I will have to say, a few people just can't handle seeing you in focus. And, when they have nothing else going on, I would have to say is, they're true friends. They should join you on the journey, either just driving you to the gym, helping you, hand over some of the weights, anything. They shouldn't feel bad because you have this one focus. This only ends after the show. It's only one day. That's it. One day, and it's only about 12 weeks. Some people do 16 weeks. Some do 20, regardless. They should not ghost you because you're focused and you have a goal in mind. If anything, they should be inspired by this.
And remember, bodybuilding or classic physique is going to be at least maybe 2 minutes tops on stage. I'm prejudging. After that, you come back on night, do the same thing. And this is all that work that you put for those 12 weeks. That's why you have to be a little selfish when it gets to the 8th week. You can't have diversions.
I mean, there are some freaks though, that just kind of eat chips and all that.
Is that true though? Because all right, I'm curious. Is Dexter one of them? Because I used to see he would eat cereal like pretty close to the show.
Dexter, it could be. I know he had his little, but Dexter was just so good with his dieting that Dexter. I think Dexter's only brag was I don't do cardio. I think he did in the end. I think in his last 5 years, I think he added 20 minutes.
Really? Wow.
But Michael Lockett, I would have to say he's the king in that.
Yeah.
Michael Lockett will show up with a bag of chips. Next thing you know, he'll be like top 5. Like, I hate you, man. I hate you.
Some people are just gifted
I thought it was more impressive than anything. But at the end of the day, if you are that, freak, just imagine if you ate right, how much greater you can be.
That's what I always say.
That's the only thing. Yes, you can brag. You can eat whatever food. You can get in shape. You can do whatever. Fine. But just imagine if you really applied yourself. You'll be even greater than what you already are.
100%. You see that in all walks of life and in general. I'm hitting a big birthday this September. Watch out, guys! The big 3-0.
3-0, gee. Not even talking about mine.
Did you see that? He thought I was going to say 40. He thought I was going to say 40. You see that? Jeez, 30. I guess I look older than I am.
Where you born? 20 pounds? I think you were born at 50 pounds.
I've been really, honing in my skills in every way, here at the gym, on the arm wrestling table, in my own businesses and all that type of stuff. And
what's the name of the team? Come on, man.
We are the High Five, New Jersey's #1 arm wrestling team. And we have an event on August 26th, which I'm sure Victor will be at. And if you're coming down to watch,
and hopefully you're at the show July 22nd, you could give us a nice little preview.
Oh, we'll be there. We'll have some fun.
Go.
No broken arms. Don't worry. No. Sorry, Vic.
Time for a break.
But yeah, I'm really focusing in it, and I notice you're so right. The people who are your true supporters, when you tell them, I'm sorry, I can't eat that or this or that, whatever, they're like, okay, cool, do your thing. The other ones will judge you and look at you funny. And I'm sure you've both dealt with this. Sadly enough, a lot of the times it's part of your family members too. Why aren't you having the food? Why aren't you eating? I don't understand. And it's like, they just, sometimes I want them to just be like, well, here's some cooked chicken and rice. I would have been like, wow, that's fantastic, instead of, whatever it is that they're barbecuing that day.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess, I thought, those masks that they use for COVID were only for COVID, but actually when you're dieting, they do help.
Yeah?
But walking by pizzerias.
Oh, try to just
walking by the mofongo house, anything like that, Chuchi fritos.
Victor can tell you that when he's dieting, he can smell food 3 blocks away.
He's like,
my sense of smell, man, just...
Is it? It just gets unreal?
Oh, my God. It goes unreal, but at the same time, even if you wore like a cheap perfume, I couldn't stand that either.
Really?
Like, it just amplifies. I don't know why.
Oh, man. I'll make sure I buy some expensive stuff,
Yeah.
What was your favorite cheat meal back in the day anyway?
Was and still is pizza. All-day pizza.
I'll give you one too, but yeah, I'm a pizza guy. 100%. Even though I don't do well with lactose, I'll deal with it. A pizza all day long.
Mom and pop pizza, though. Don't be throwing in that commercial,
Sorry, Sean. Sean, who loves Domino's, Nah.
But Victor has a spot.
That's assembly line pizza.
And also has a spot down Midtown. But in Dykeman, I remember one time we went to do some show upstate New York. And we live both in Jersey. All of a sudden, Victor's driving me to New York, and I say, Vic, where we going? We got stopped by the cops.
Yeah, Johnny's in Dykeman, and Sacco's in Midtown.
So he took me to Dykeman, and I said, Vic, now I got to drop you off home, and then I got to go to my house. He goes, no, but I'm getting you there early. He goes, no, you're getting home early.
But I would definitely drive for good pizza. If it's good pizza,
come on, man.
Oh man, 100%.
Not all pizzas are created.
You gotta have 2.
Yeah, not all pizzas are created equal.
No, this is very true. But are you like a whole pie kind of guy, or do you want a bunch of different types of slices?
Nah, I do on pie. That's it. Don't be putting in no nothing on my slices.
Nice and plain, good.
No, plain, man. Is what you make it, man. Oof. I don't know about this Hawaiian. My wife likes Hawaiian.
Whoa.
I'm good.
I
Nothing
have
against
this-
Hawaii, okay?
Pineapple does not belong on pizza.
It doesn't.
Real Italian. When
We can still be friends now. This is good.
Listen, I saw somebody do some pizza fallacy the other day. It was like freaking mayo on the pizza.
What?
I feel like puking right on top of it. But I held it.
No, I'm a purist. I like plain, maybe some pepperoni. Every once in a while, I go a while with some buffalo chicken, but that's about it. I don't stray from the classics.
The
very
only
much.
time I have chicken on my pizza is only at Eva's.
Eva's, where's Eva's at?
Eva's got good.
East Street.
They got a good
He'll
pizza.
tell you the address.
Yeah, so Eva's on 8th Street. There's only one Eva's, baby.
I don't know about you. I'm mostly a Sicilian kind of guy.
Oh, I do like Sicilian. I do
Oh,
like.
too much dough, man.
Nah. We like things thick here, okay?
It's soft. It's just right.
You know
You
what?
gotta try the Sicilian. Come on.
I've had the Sicilian, but
that's
that
the
was
next-
because it was the only thing left.
Oh,
And it was because it
Sicilian
was
is a-
indictment Sicilian.
No.
It was indictment
Sicilia
Sicilian.
is a next level up from a pizza.
I don't know about that. But I will say I hold them very close to each other. It depends on the mood I'm in that
So
day.
what is it, Vic? The corner or the side for the Sicilian?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, whoa!
It
that
doesn't
is definitely matters.
No.
You always go for the corner
Listen,
slice.
I put them in 4 pieces and I eat them in little
No. Have you been to Spumoni Gardens in Brooklyn?
No.
That one's a good spot. I believe it's Brooklyn. Spumoni Gardens. They sell it's a bit nice square pie. Oh man, it's
That's
ridiculous.
my next spot. I'll make sure I Yelp them.
Yeah, super good. I think it's Spumoni Gardens. Yeah, it's called in Brooklyn.
Spumoni.
It's super good, and they're known for their. But you won't like it because it's a Sicilian. It's really good though. It's
Can't
really.
say that, man. I always try it.
Oh, no,
I'm willing
it's-
to try.
It's very good.
Yeah, just don't put pork on my pizza. No mayo. No fruits.
Well, so that's a good question actually. So you obviously were you born here or born in the DR?
I was born in DR.
Okay, so born in DR, right?
I was born here, man. I was just in immigration for like almost a year.
Hey, I don't know about the
part did
personal
you miss?
stuff. My bad. We're trying to not bring up bad history,
I can show you my resident alien card.
There we go. Very good. Very
Yes, they
good.
called us aliens here in the
He is.
US.
Listen, you're as American as any person I know, my friend. Growing up, what's your favorite, or what is your favorite Dominican dish?
Man, I think all of it. Definitely the mofongo, the tres golpes, arroz con pollo.
Nice and simple. Oof.
That's it, I mean, again, I didn't start eating till late. I was really, I didn't like to eat as a kid.
Really?
No. From the age of 4 or 5, I ate a lot. And I think from 6 on, I got to this country, I was like, man, the food sucks here. So I stopped eating. And I think finally when somebody took me to Burger King, I was about, I think, 8 or 9. And I thought, like, man, I finally hit it. I think this is going to be it. I took a bite. I don't know if you had that Burger King burger
Yeah, I've had it before.
where they put everything in it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, everything.
Yeah.
I took a bite out of that thing, man. I think it was like a projectile, man. I puked so bad.
Oh my goodness.
I was 9. Haven't tried that to this day. I can even smell the Burger King wrapper.
I'll tell you what, I gave up fast food probably 2.5 years ago now. And if I ever go back and have it, like the other day we were out, I'm like, oh, I'll just get like a burger real quick. Right through me, like I felt sick.
When was the last time you ate it?
Probably last Christmas we were shopping and I was like, let me just get like a Wendy's burger.
That means you're still digesting it.
Yeah. Probably. Oh, it's absolutely horrible.
No, if it was McDonald's, you'll still be digesting.
No,
it.
if
When
it's
it's
McDonald's, that you don't even, when you die, they don't have to put that stuff in you. You'll just be
No,
preserved
no.
forever.
You're embalmed already.
You're embalmed already, exactly. Especially with the French fries. Did you so it's very interesting for me to hear this because my father grew up overseas, right? He grew up in Macedonia.
Nice.
And when he came here when he was 16. He was like a very high level soccer player. He played for their international team back over there. But when he came here, his brother goes, let me take a look at you. Like you coming to the U.S., take your shirt off. Like all these spots, they'll go away in a couple of days. And I guess he had like scurvy or something like that, where he was deficient.
Okay.
And because certain vitamins and all that type of stuff. And he said, lo and behold, within a couple of weeks of being in the U.S. and eating whatever, he was able to, I guess, and he start growing. Because what's funny is he's short. He's pretty short guy, kind of like this guy.
Your dad?
Yeah, my dad's a short guy. How tall are you, Vic?
5'7". So
So my dad's probably 5'6", maybe. That he's a little older.
So your mom's side is taller then?
My mom is about this a little bit tall, just a little bit. But what I think it is he had malnutrition growing up.
Yeah.
They didn't really eat much. It was whatever they could get from their own farm. Because me and my two brothers are all over 6'2". So I'm sure that's where we got it from. We were just shoving vitamins down our throats.
Yeah, nice. So your dad's from where Alexander the Great was born.
That's it. That blood is running through my veins. That must be where it comes from.
Nice.
But it's funny you mentioned McDonald's because he said when he first came here, his brother brought him to a McDonald's. So he was just like, not knowing English. They were like burger and French fries, right? So he tells my uncle they had a little store. He goes, take the bus down to this street, and then just walk up to the bus and give them the money, and you'll get off at this stop. So my dad walks up to the bus. French fries?
That's not us.
and then thankfully the bus driver was very nice and just kind of figured out where he needed to go. But yeah, it's funny how it really is. So many people come here from all over the world, and thankfully we have food in abundance.
Yes.
I mean, look at bodybuilding. Bodybuilding really is the sport of abundance. Some in good ways and some bad ways.
Oh man, we're the fattest country in the world. Yeah, baby, number one.
But no, it's true. We're always trying to get bigger, stronger, faster. Always like trying to push the envelope. I think it's one thing that makes us great. One thing that may hurt us in some ways.
Pros and cons to it.
Pros and cons to it, exactly. You need to have a good coach. Not any of these. That's a shout out. If you've only competed once, you're not a coach. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. Find someone who has experience.
Yes.
Either of these two gentlemen right here. There's so many people who actually have lots of value out there. Because if you do want to get bigger and stronger and faster, there's safe ways of doing it, right?
Yes. And if you want a good opinion, ask the person that least likes you in the gym. Because they'll be honest.
That's actually a really good point.
Yeah.
No, it's a very good point. It is a very, very good point.
They're gonna be honest. They're gonna tell you, "Oh man, you look like crap. You soft. you small." I mean, honest meaning that they're gonna think they're not helping you, but they really are. To the point.
I know we were just actually working out yesterday, and Vic came up to me and he was just like, "Oh, let me show you how to do this." And it's something. I think it's what lacks in today's culture, right? It's just what you said. Like they're afraid to ask questions.
Yeah.
They're afraid to learn from people in the room and from people with all different walks. You can learn from everyone.
Yes.
I think that's something we need to bring back to this sport of bodybuilding and fitness.
Yeah, like I remember when I was coaching Victor and I was training him, he always saw me helping everybody and all that. And Victor was actually more focused on himself. So eventually, when I saw him recently and in the past also, that he started giving himself more now because he's not competing on the stage and stuff, and helping young kids, old kids, top bodybuilders, you name it. That gave me a sunshine in my face because I to see that happen, and I didn't see him in that point because he was so focused on his own self at that time. And then he always told me, even though I was focused with him, I wanted to help everybody. And seeing Victor do that now, it's like, it's
You gotta
great.
pass the baton, You
Yeah.
you gotta be one of those people. I always say, you know what? If I can't have it, somebody close to me will have it, and it's just it just feels great.
Yeah.
No, definitely. You always want to just pass on that knowledge to other people, and because we've all learned from. And then that's the other big part of this is, let's be real, we all do stupid things, and we learn from them. So by asking those questions, I can figure out, oh, I shouldn't do that. Gotcha. Thanks, Vic.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
So learning something or failing on something is learning.
Yeah.
the problem is when you win all the time, you don't know what you actually learned.
Hey, you become a bad loser, you know.
Yeah. So when you lose one day, which you're supposed to be learning that day, you feel so bad and you hate everybody and you're miserable. You're a sour, you know. So it's good to sometimes, so you can check yourself, lose, and learn from that loss to get better. The only way we get better is we keep challenging each other. Remember, there's one word I always use is uncomfortable. You have to be uncomfortable to become comfortable. So what happens is everybody wants to be comfortable. I want to do this every day, and it's like a pattern. I don't. I want to be uncomfortable so it can challenge me as a person, a human being, and I can get better at a lot of things, not only one thing.
True. And even in training, you know, we talk about, excuse me, always changing up the exercise you're doing so your body doesn't get used to it. You know, different types of stimuluses on the muscle will help it grow versus if you try to, for example, they figured this out a long time ago, West Side Barbell, like they would have their guys max out every week. And all of a sudden, by the fourth or fifth week, they weren't getting any stronger. So what they were doing is then every week they would change the bar that they would use. It was a curved bar, a straight bar, a wobbly bar, whatever it was. So they were getting PRs every week, but because there was a different stimulus on the body was reacting properly, and they were able to get stronger.
Perfect example. Even with not other athletes that I train, but Victor would say, Vic, I don't like that. I said, well, let's just try it. We tried it. He didn't like it. It actually didn't work for him. We didn't use it again. But I never threw it out. I kept it there for somebody else. Somebody else were able to use it. Victor sometimes even used it to somebody else because he couldn't use it himself. So
body mechanics. We're all different, and you know, we vary based on just on barbell rows. I would do overhand, and some people do underhand.
Yeah, 100%. Now, speaking of being uncomfortable and you know and growing through adversity and all those types of things.
That's number one guy, right?
That's exactly where I'm gonna. That's exactly where I'm gonna go. We don't have to get into the details, but Vic, we all know you've had some bumps along the road, not just in your personal life, but even on the stage, right? Yes. You've had some really hard blows. Yep. But I think because of that, you have very much so become one of the uncrowned Mr. Olympias, right?
And not to say anything, I think is one of the most liked and loved guys in the sport, and true.
Almost.
and Vic actually, all those adversity made him stronger, better. Actually, sometimes I was a little mad that I didn't get mad because he used to brush it off. He goes, Vic, let's go have some pizza. And I go, all right, let's work for the next show. I was already going to be pissed off with him for the next 2 hours, but he got over it in 30 minutes.
No, yeah, and it's really a testament, but you've become this... the name of the show is perfect, Victor Martinez Legends, because not to sound weird, but you're a legend. You're a legend in the sport.
Let's
thanks to all my fans, though.
100%, 100%.
Living legend. So a legend is when it's dead.
True.
A living legend.
Living legend.
So, but Vic built those those fans and those fans and all over the world because of his attitude. I remember Victor would be so tired. He didn't want to take, like, Vic, get me out of here, get me in the room. A kid would come, he says, sir, you taking me a picture? And I seen other pros, I'm not saying who, but they would, I'm done. Victor would take a picture with that kid, then with the parents, and then another group would come in, and then I had to be the bad guy. I had to say, shop is closed. Victor had to get out of here. You got to compete tonight.
Except for 2012 when I went to
Just open a can of worms.
I should have said no. I should have been that asshole. No,
I was like, we were in where were we? The Brooklyn, were we?
We were in Queens, I believe.
At a supplement shop. And all I remember is it was I'll pull up the photo later, but we were just talking about the other day. I think it must have been like 2012. Something like that, right? And I'm like,
I'm trying to remember.
I have, you know what? Let me pull out the photo. I'll jog your memory real quick.
I told Will, you should have told me. I would have got Victor because Victor would.
What happened? What happened?
Oh, yeah, what happened?
What'd I do?
Yeah, you didn't take a photo with me, and you didn't give me your signature that day, Vic.
Where was I?
I'll
Because
pull it
Vic
up
knew
right
he was
here.
gonna meet you in the future.
That's what it was. It was just destiny. It's all it was.
Of course. That's what I always say. You know what? You can take 1,000 pictures. That one person you say no to, you wind up sitting next to doing a podcast later on.
What's funny, right? Your show is July 22nd. Your show is July 22nd. This was July 22nd in 2012. Do you remember this when there was on the streets of Brooklyn? Not Brooklyn, the Queens. I don't know the name of the supplement shop. Jay Cutler was there.
Yeah, it was Eva's. No, that was Natural Bodies.
Natural Body.
Yeah.
It was in Queens, Brooklyn.
They had that whole thing there, and I remember, and I had my belt. I had everybody sign it, and I was like, Vic, and you were just like said something. I was just I could turn to my friend Rich. Fuck that guy.
Probably say I'll be back. I probably had to use the bathroom. Come on, man. Was it over? Was the event over?
No, we got there way early. But that's okay.
I usually
Vic.
close it out the event.
You know?
No. You just wanted to hate me, bro.
No, it's all good. It's all good. No, but it is true. It's funny how things come full circle. But no, it really is. It is interesting, seeing you've obviously had major wins in the sport, right? And obviously, best place at the Olympia was second place. Everyone knows it should be first, but we won't get into that. But
No more of that.
But that being said, when along the line in your career did you ever think like, you know what, it's more than just my placing, it's about my fans? Or like, when did that, like, kind of when you were like, because people, I'm sure you have people all the time, when are you going to compete? When do we want to see you again? When did that mental switch happen that I'm doing this for more than just me?
I would have to say, probably GNC Show of Strength. Yeah.
That was a great show.
Yeah.
What year was this?
That was 2004.
Okay.
Yeah, because I competed Night of Champions 2001. 2002 was just, it was horrible prep year. Then 2003, that's when I won Night of Champions. But 2004, it was basically I had come out from a unplanned vacation. Mm-hmm. And I remember it was just one of those things. I said, you know what, I'm out now, and I just want to compete for my fans, and just whatever happens, win or lose, I'm just going to make sure I have fun and all this, because it could be taken away anytime, And that wasn't an injury. It could be anything, So ever since then, I said, you know what, let me just chill, have fun. I wish I had, the only thing I would just change, had somebody manage you, because a lot of times when you're training, when you're focused at competing, there's a lot of moves you won't make because that's all you're doing. So you're gonna have to have somebody outside kind of guiding you in making business decisions for you, because it's not gonna go on forever. So it was, and it, fast forward, I try to do all of it myself, and it just doesn't work out. Just doesn't work out because you just
Well, you only have so much bandwidth. Right?
Yeah.
I noticed that too. Like, I believe Jay Cutler's manager is the same for Phil Heath's manager. They have the same manager. Like, I didn't even realize that that's how deep it gets in the sport of bodybuilding. Because maybe not as much nowadays with social media, but 15 years ago, supplement sponsorships, some of these guys were making $20,000 a month, like crazy money. I've heard way even more than that. If you don't have, you're right. Like, if you're so focused on training, who's the one signing the contracts and making sure
giving you
the right move?
or anything like that. It's weird because a lot of other pros will not share any advice with you. Mm-hmm. They won't tell you anything. They just won't even speak to you. So it's one of those things you almost have to second guess, and it's not somebody within the industry too that can say, "Hey, you look like you're going somewhere. Come over here, do this." And it's just everybody just does their thing, and you just out there, they hang you out there to dry. Unless, obviously, I hope anybody that sees this, I've seen other pros in the past, and just, get that one person that's going to be by you. I mean, it could be the person you're already with, your wife, girlfriend.
Well, yeah. I mean, as we see in all sports and in all businesses, right? Yeah. It's almost impossible to do it on your own. So surround yourself with like-minded people and hopefully that's a culture that we can create and keep pushing with your show and, and with your legacy, like we're talking about is we're all grow up and what's the word? Level up together.
Yeah,
we'll all level up together.
Let's go up. There's only one way up, Bring your friends. That's why when I saw this, Arnold documentary at the end, that's what he said. People see me, they think I'm self-made, and in the end, he's like, no. He named everybody who helped him get to the top.
What a great documentary too! And we were talking about that before.
Arnold was great, and I always tell people, when I see T-shirts that self-made, nobody's self-made. Only if you were born in a jungle and you raised yourself. You had to learn something. You even learn from the animals. So nobody's self-made. That is, I don't know where that word came from, but self-made, I think your parents make you a little bit of you. Your friends makes you a little bit of you. I mean, Victor trained to be this great person, but he took a lot of little pieces, his kids, his mom, everybody, even the negative people. Negative people also help you build up too.
100%. 100%. Well, guys, before we wrap things up, just remember July 22nd, Victor Martinez, Legends. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Don't miss it.
This show, every time Victor puts a show, it's a show. Okay? It's a show that you go, wow, was that a pro show? Yes. It is that quality.
And let's not forget to mention, 5 athletes will be chosen by MHP. The sponsor.
That's fantastic.
Take advantage of this, everyone.
If you want to take a sec, Vic, do you want to?
That doesn't happen in the amateur level.
Thank some of your sponsors for the show.
Oh, I got to thank Signature. Thank you for being at the helm there.
Of course.
This is very important because the show not being around for 3 years was, one of those things that, man, people are still going to trust in the show. Also, MHP came through. So many. You have Mutant. You have, let's go through the list. You have Protan. You have Better Bodies. You have Gasp. Eva's always standing by my side. This is great. Body of the Lights, all the gyms that are encouraging athletes to come in and compete. Every one of you guys is great. Champion Spray Tan. Man, it's the whole list. Next time I name my sponsors, I need to bring the whole list.
If we miss somebody, we'll put you hopefully the next one.
Yeah. Pro Body Fitness. We're going to have by far, and I had to mention this, by far, every athlete might get just giveaways worth over $200. Just giveaways. Athlete, just by showing up, not even winning.
Fantastic.
Yeah, just by showing up. And this is, in the back, every athlete's going to get more surprises. And it's kind of pointless to mention it because it wouldn't be a surprise.
But will there be pizza?
Come on,
man. Okay.
Come on.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's another episode of the SignatureCAST where we talk bodybuilding, business, and everything in between. Don't forget, July 22nd, Victor Martinez Legends. Buy your tickets in the link below. We'll see you guys soon.
All right.
Peace.